We are back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday night, and you know what that means. It's Stereo Joe time. I am so excited. We are going to be talking to Ben, who just recently played saxophone with Dave Matthews Band at MSG. Two of my ultimate bucket list items, playing at MSG and playing with Dave Matthews. So you know this guy is my hero. He filled in last minute and he did a great job. He's going to be on the show a little bit later. But before then, we got some seriously awesome guests. On tonight's show, we're going to be having all the way from Canada, Sierra Levesque. She is a singer, songwriter. She plays absolutely killer guitar. She's been playing the national anthem at hockey games. She's been talking to Dee Snider. She's been doing a lot of cool things. We're going to be talking to her. Then we also have returning to the show, Jess Cantley. Real good dude. Great singer, songwriter. Really active on the online community on Facebook and in different areas. So you're not going to want to miss him. We're going to be talking to him. Great guy. And then we got Johnny Pop goes back, and he's going to be talking to Clyde from Sleeplore. And I'm really excited. That's Clyde's first time coming on the show. So, you know, we love talking to Popko and Clyde. So it's going to be good. Then from Off Guard, we got the boys, Matt, and Tyler. They're going to be performing. Everyone's going to be performing tonight, by the way. But the boys from Off Guard are going to be in here. They had a single they released not too long ago. They're going to be playing that. So very excited. And then, last but not least, we are having Ben Golder-Novick, saxophone, a violinist. I'm sorry. No, I didn't say violinist. Saxophone, flutist, clarinet. I play the violin with my butt cheeks. All right, let's get into it right now. We got a music video. Rem looks horrified. All right. What's up, everybody? That was the band Alma Mater. Check them out. That was the Juice Box series. We really enjoy them. Anyway, we are back with another kick-ass show. Let's get on Remy. She's hiding in the background. What's up, Rem?
Hey, what's going on?
Doing well. It's been a minute. What's going on?
Not much here. How's that violin treating you? Your butt cheeks must be a little sore.
I know. I'm like thinking as I'm talking and I'm reading as I'm talking, and I can't do more than one thing at once. So I was like, shit.
Fair
Somehow
enough.
I played violin with my butt.
Yeah, how was your show this weekend? You guys had a show at the Sherman, right?
Yes, it was awesome. We played yesterday, and it was so much fun. And we're actually playing back there again this Thursday, opening up for Blind Choice. They just released an EP. This is their official release party show, so you're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be awesome. But, Remy, let's talk about why you're so freaking cool, because you booked us an amazing guest tonight. I am so excited. We were talking to him backstage a couple minutes ago. Real cool guy.
Yeah, he's great. He's an amazing saxophone player, and even cooler that he subbed for Jeff Coffin and Dave Matthews. So I think it's gonna be a good one. We're in for quite a show.
Absolutely. And he's coming up at 9:25. So we're really excited to talk to him. But before then, we actually have another bunch of great guests coming on the show. So we have our next guest actually is going to be this girl, Sierra Levesque. She is super talented. And let me tell you, this girl can already shred. It's pretty impressive. So we're going to be talking to her in a minute. But then we got Jess Cantley, who I don't think you've met yet.
No.
Awesome singer-songwriter. So I can't wait. I can't believe we have 5 performances on the show tonight. It's going to be awesome. We got a lot of live music. Of course, we got Johnny Popko coming on. Freddie Cardona, what's up? Thank you so much, brother. We are absolutely going to be coming live soon. We got our show Thursday, and then we actually don't have any more planned after that because we didn't know how things were going. But we're going to be back in action. But anyway, Rem, what do you got going on? Anything over there new and exciting going on, or what?
Not too much, man. I'm just hanging out,
Just hanging. What's up, Lou Santucci? What's up, brother? Gonna be hanging with Lou coming up in a couple of days. Now, we said bring out the Viking. Should we tell Mateo what's going on?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
All right, guys. We got some sad news. Nick isn't going to be with us tonight.
Nick is like he's dead.
Oh, well. Guys, we have some horrible news. Nick's not with us anymore. He's here in spirit. His ghost is in the chat room right now. But yeah, so unfortunately, Nick, bingo. Basically, what do we do to Nick? We tied him up. He's actually hiding in my trunk.
He's in your trunk.
We're playing a little game called Hide and Go Seek. No, Nick's not feeling too well tonight, and we missed the show 2 weeks ago, so we didn't want to miss it tonight. So Nick is behind the scenes, playing videos, chatting it up. Make sure to talk to Nick in the chat because he's sad and desperate. But anyway, all right, Rem, we're coming back. I hope you got your pen and paper. We got a lot of cool questions coming up, so get ready. And Rem, get a funny picture of me. I'm just kidding you. I'll see you later.
Okay. Bye.
No, don't. Oh, shit. Oh, she's lying. She's not going to do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a trip up north, all the way above the border. I'm talking to the Canucks. I don't know what part she's in. I don't know if it's the Canadians, the Canucks, the Maple Leafs. We're going to find out right now. Please welcome to the show one of the awesomest upcoming guitarists, Sierra Levesque.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Hey, welcome back. How's it going?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
So you were right. This is your second time. We had you scheduled for a third time, but whatever happened, I forget. I think something with us. I don't know, but you're smart. You know that. So basically, we're going with whatever you say from now on. But we had you on our Christmas episode, which you rocked out. What have you been doing since then? It was like a whole year ago.
I know, wow. I was just rewatching it the other day, and I was 15 back then. I'm 16 now, and this year has been very fun and busy. I got out performing again, did a lot of national anthems around where I live for the NHL and the CFL, some football as well. It was so fun. And yeah, I've just been taking every performance opportunity I can get, both in person and virtually.
That is so cool. I've always wanted to play the national anthem at the sporting event. So the fact that you've done multiple just is so amazing. What was that like? Were you nervous going into it? Did you play 1,000 times where you could play it like upside down, one-handed? How does that work?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been singing the national anthem for different teams since I was about 9 years old. I started here in my local town and built my way up to the big leagues for the NHL and the CFL. So for singing, I don't get too nervous anymore, but I just recently started playing the anthem on the guitar for a few different games. And those ones are a little bit more nerve-wracking because sometimes you never know, what if a string will break? What if it goes out of tunes? But there hasn't been anything bad happening yet. So hopefully it stays that way.
Knock on wood, you're right, because of the ice, the temperature, the guitars hate the cold.
Yes.
So do you like leave it in the rink to like acclimate to the temp and then tune it up and like?
Yeah, yep. Every time I've done it, it's only been twice now, but both times I make sure it's in tune. I tune it a very big number of times before going on, and I just try and make sure that I keep playing it over and over silently so that I don't mess up.
That is awesome. And what an honor. I mean, your family must be like through the roof excited for you.
Thank you. Yes, it's always a fun time, and I definitely really appreciate every opportunity I get to do the anthem anywhere. It's always fun.
That's awesome. And I see like a super sick guitar collection there behind you. And now you have this new guitar in your hand. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yes, this one I've had for quite a while, but I go through phases where I play certain ones for a long time and then pick up another one and play it for a long time. So this is the one that I'm using right now. It's a Schecter, and I really like it. It's super fun to play, very sparkly, and I love looking at it too. It catches all the light, but yes, it's a great one to play.
It does catch the light, and I could only imagine like at a club with the different flashing lights. It must look so cool. I got to upgrade to that. And it's a Schecter, and that's like a more of a metal, like harder rock style guitar. Now, was there a reason that you went for that one, or?
Well, I actually got this one as a gift a few years ago for, I think, Christmas. And really the main reason was because it's sparkly. I have a lot of sparkly Doc Marten boots that I wear for all my performances, and I just love sparkles. So got it mainly for that, but also it's a great guitar with great sound and great make. So that's other reasons. But main reason was the sparkles.
Oh, that is so cool. And
Thank you.
I think it's so amazing, all the music you're into, and it's just mind-blowing to see how good you are already.
Oh,
Now you got these great guitars. Now, what about your gear? Is there a certain effects pedal that you love that you just use all the time, or certain amp? What do you like?
Well, I really love using, I have them right here, my Fender amps. The one that I use mainly is the Fender Mustang GT200. And in that one, there are all these different settings. You can even make your own setting with an app. So you can really get a setting from any song that you'd like. I love playing songs that have specific ones that are recognizable, like Barracuda by Heart. They have a great setting for that one on this amp, and a lot of other songs. But that's the amp that I love using, as well as for pedals. The one I've been using for the anthem every time I play it is the Morley Steve Vai Bad Horsey 2 wah pedal, which has been very fun. I love the sound of it, and Steve Vai's amazing too, so anything with his name on it's great.
You know what? You're probably one of my favorite guests now. No one else has talked about Steve Vai on the show yet, except for you. You are number one. That is awesome. Well, listen, you got that killer guitar in your hand. Let's definitely play. If you could hit that echo cancellation button.
I will do that right now. I'll come and turn that off to make sure everything goes well. There we go. Okay.
Perfect. And I'll be back.
Great. Thank you so much. Well, yes, I thought I'd play an original song for everyone tonight. I'm sure you may have heard of Machine Gun Kelly or MGK. Well, if you haven't, he's a rapper who became famous by dissing other rappers like Eminem. And now he came out with his own rock album, or so-called rock album, where he disses other rock stars like Corey Taylor from Slipknot. So I thought, you know what? Since he's become famous by dissing others, I thought I would give it a try with this song that I wrote where I diss him. So this one is called Get Off My Stage. Black painted tongue and bleached blonde hair. Your songs all sound the same. I'm bored, can't even play guitar. You don't have a voice. Best rock Please go back to your rapping days, 'cause I'm the one who really plays. Without Shady giving you fame, no one would even know your name. Hey, look at me, I'll do the same. I'll use you as my own clickbait. Watch me. You're always with that B-list star. I'm sure she loves your fancy cars. What was her name? Can't remember. She'd rather be with McGregor. You know it. All you are is a rapper behind a guitar. I'm gonna be one of the greats. I'm half your age, get off my stage. You wanna be a natural like me, 'cause a rock and roll queen is what I'm gonna be. Please go back to your rapping days, 'cause I'm the one who really plays. You'll never be like Ozzy, Axl, Corey, or Mercury. They didn't need no auto-tune to come up with a decent tune. You do. Travis Barker with you on stage, all that does is prove your old age. Blink-182 who? They won't help you. Soon you'll be washed up like them too. Sorry. All you are is a rapper behind a guitar. I'm gonna be one of the greats. I'm half your age, get off my stage. You wanna be a natural like me, 'cause a rock and roll queen is what I'm gonna be. Please go back to your rapping days. Please go back to your rapping days. Please go back to your rapping days. I'm the one who really plays. And just like Eminem said, I sing better, play guitar better, I play drums better, I write songs better, I rock better, I dress better, I act better, you rap better. Thank you.
Oh, that was awesome. And I actually happen to really agree with you about Eminem. But anyway, but that was so well done too. And I love that you had Axl, Freddie Mercury. You're talking about the auto tune. That was awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And what a smart idea, because you're right. That gave him a lot of clout. And it would be so awesome if he dissed you back. I mean, it wouldn't be awesome, but then your name would be out there. But
yes, for sure. That's definitely the goal.
Wow, you're smart.
Thank
I
you.
got another host I want to bring on. Let me bring on Remy Gale to the show. What's up, Remy?
Hey, that was great. You are just the coolest thing I've ever seen probably in my entire life.
Thank you. So much. Thank you.
No, thank you. I really enjoyed that. It's so clever, honestly.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, thank you. Wow. I don't even, I'm like speechless. Rumor has it, you got to chat with Dee Snider.
Yes, I did. There was something going on Cameo. I'm not sure if anyone's heard of that app where you sometimes have people make video messages, stuff like that. Well, I saw that Dee Snider would be doing virtual calls where you get to talk to him. So I thought, oh my goodness, this is my chance. So I did it. It was kind of a YOLO decision, and I bought it and decided to talk to him. And then I got the chance to do it. There he was on my phone, and I thought, you know what? Why don't I play a song for him? So I played one of the songs that I wrote for him. That one was one that I wrote called New Generation, about how I hope to help lead the new generation of rock and roll. So that was so fun, a chance to perform that for him. He's definitely one of my idols, and all of his music has really inspired me. So it was a great opportunity.
I love that. That is very cool.
Thank you.
I love D. Snyder. I saw him on an episode of Wife Swap, and I just
Oh,
thought he was
really?
the coolest guy ever. I was like, he was a great dad too. But and you said so you got to talk to him, and he was like a nice guy and everything.
Yes, he was very nice for sure. He said that he liked my songs. That was nice. But yeah, he talked about a few things with the music industry and stuff like that. And he was definitely very nice. Very nice man.
Give you any good tips? Like, because I think you're gonna go somewhere.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, yes, he definitely gave me some good tips, especially about being a girl in rock and roll. He gave me a few tips about that for sure. So that was very nice of him.
Good. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And now what's with this Audio Melt collab?
Oh, yes. So about a few months ago, I traveled down to North Carolina, a special place called Wilmington, North Carolina, and I performed with my boyfriend's band, Audio Melt. They're a rock band, metal band from down there. It was such a fun night. It was like two forces colliding. We did a whole mix of things from Ozzy to Black Sabbath to Van Halen. We did about 37 songs in that show, and it was a fun collaboration for sure. I had never done that before, so it was a fun opportunity to play some rock and roll with some new boys from a band that's from North Carolina. It was very fun.
From some boys from the States. I love it.
So fun.
Hey, someone put up that you also talked to Roger Daltrey, which
Yes.
I remember.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that was a very great opportunity as well. That was with another program called Rock Fantasy Camp. They have different master classes online and in person where you get to talk to people, and that one was one where I got to say hi to Roger and thank him for all of his influence on rock music, and he gave me some great advice as well. So thank you. Yes, that was a great time.
That is awesome. And sorry, Rem, do you have a question? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I think I lost internet for a second. It was like very strange. I was like in an alternate universe for a second.
Well, I was going to ask you, I think I asked you before, but just in case someone new's watching, who are some of your top inspirations? You said Steve Vai, so I already love that answer.
Steve Vai is definitely one for guitar. He's amazing. But I would say in general, my top ones are Ann and Nancy Wilson from Heart. They're big ones, great vocalist and guitarist. And since I do both of them have really been very inspiring for all of my music, as well as Guns N' Roses, a band called Ghost from Sweden. They're my favorite band, so they've been great inspirations as well for a lot of the music that I've written. And yeah, just a lot of female rock stars as well, like Joan Jett, Lita Ford, Taylor Momsen of The Pretty Reckless. But yes, so a big range of things, but I would say the top ones are Ann and Nancy Wilson of Heart.
And I hear that. And I've heard you do Barracuda, and you do it really, really well. And you mentioned that guitar setting, and you nail it perfectly.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a fun song to play. I love all their songs.
It's really cool. And before you mentioned you sing a lot of the national anthem in a lot of venues, do you have a favorite place that you've done that?
Well, I love every time that I get to play at the Canadian Tire Centre. That's the hockey arena in Ottawa, close to where I live. They have a capacity of about 18,000. So there's been a few games that I've got to do where it's been pretty close to that, which has been fun. But then I also really love singing for the Canadian football team in Ottawa called the Ottawa Redblacks. They play at a stadium where the capacity is about 24,000. So there's been a few games where it's been close to that, which has been crazy, but it's definitely a fun experience. Very fun.
Well, you are definitely my hero, and I'm so excited for your future. So thank you for coming on the show. And everybody go check Sierra out real quick. Do you want to shout out anything real quick before I let you go?
Thank you so much again for having me. And yes, if anyone would like to keep up with me and all that I'm doing music-wise, you can please follow me on any social media platform at the username Sierra Levesque Music. Anywhere.
And I said your name wrong. Oh my God.
You did.
Sierra Levesque. I'm fired. That's it. Remy's taking over. Sierra, this is your show now.
No worries at all. Sometimes people get it wrong. It's a little bit of a difficult last name to say, but yeah, anywhere you find me, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, under the username Sierra Levesque, and then the word music.
Boom. All right. Thank you so much. I'll get your name right next time, or I have to buy you a ticket.
No worries. No worries at all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Great talking to you, and we'll talk again real soon.
It was great to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you very much for having me.
My pleasure. See you later. Guys, that was Sierra Levesque. Don't get it wrong. No, she's awesome, as you can see. So go check her out. Go follow her. All right. Now we got another guest. We were up north. Now we're going down south, but not that far. I think this is West Virginia. But let's double check. Guys, please welcome singer-songwriter of the show, Jess Cantley.
Woo!
What's up? Did I remember it right? Is it West Virginia?
Yes, sir. Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Boom. I had it down. So what's going on with you?
Well, I'm trying to get acclimated to the weather. It's been like 2.5 years since I moved to West Virginia, and I came from Florida, and from there it was almost like came from Maryland and then came from Arkansas. So I'm always just like in a perpetual state of trying to adapt to the climate. But yeah, man, just writing songs, trying to write through that.
Yeah, you're like trying to stay warm, not freeze to death, writing some songs.
Right. I don't know. It's either write a song or get a sandwich, grab a blanket.
Now, have you been doing your online stuff lately?
Online, I have slowed down, Jimmy. I've been working, and I've got a little wood shop that I've tried to build up. As far as music, I've played less gigs live or streaming, and I've been very active in my church, trying to help them run sound. And I will get on and play some, like on Socially Distant Fest on Facebook. There's some good opportunity there to just reconnect with some friends and play some songs. But right now, I guess like the focus for me is working with my buddy Robert Palma in Franklin, Tennessee, and he had approached me a couple of months about really tackling these songs in a more professional way. And being a guy that just has been recording on my phone my whole life, it's been a roller coaster. But I got a book. Well, I don't have to book. I have a trip booked to Franklin, Tennessee at the beginning of February to record a few songs with Robert, and I'm very excited about that. I'm excited that he believes in my songs. You know, it's cool to have a friend like that.
Oh yeah. That's exciting. And getting in the studio is so much fun, especially if you've been going on your phone. You're gonna really love it. Now,
Right, no doubt.
Is it just going to be guitar and vocals? Are you going to be throwing down other instruments? Does Rob play anything as well, or?
Yeah, Robert's an excellent multi-instrumentalist. What are words? He's an excellent multi-instrumentalist. I think that we will try to lay down these tracks a more professional way so that they would fit on an eventual album. I love a live sound. Fiction Family is a great acoustic band, I think, that represents the kind of live sound that I love, along with Watkins Family Hour and just an acoustic vibe, you know. The Wood Brothers, kind of milk carton kids kind of sounds. So I think that at the bare minimum, we would walk away with some songs that kind of sounded in that vein.
Very cool. Yeah. I gotta check out some of those artists. You gotta send me some of those. That's really cool. So
I'll make you a Spotify playlist.
Yo, please do. Trust me, I live in like 1972. I could really use some new music, so that'd be perfect. But listen, speaking of new music, we're gonna play a song. What are we gonna be hearing?
Definitely.
Look at that. I love that guitar. Oh yeah, the tuning.
Always good at tune. To the pain of the audience, I would say.
You're like ding ding. I know, it's the best. well, listen, if you're ready, I'll pop off real quick and then I'll come when you're done.
Sure. Yeah, this is a song about getting coffee and reflecting and being with friends and remembering old friends. This is called Henry Thoreau. I remember caribou, coffee Sunday mornings, and I forget the dollar sign, but I know I was cheap, and I spent those days as bitter as the drinks that they were pouring. They were brewing, mine was left to steep. I remember breaking in between the fiction bookshelves. The authors of the pages found me out of lost for words, and if it helped to crack open the page to cracking or the elves to remind me my problems were the ones coming first. See the way these things go, it's about who you know. Come on down, see the show, meet me in the front row. Bask in the glow of cheap radio, and now recite the best quote of Henry Thoreau. Above or below us, the heavens unfold. What is the meaning of the story you told? When everything's sacred, is everything soul? When letting go is to have and to hold. When does a flicker of a flame start a fire? Why can't I live my life feel like I desire? We're walking our stories out here on the wire, a bridge to the stars, 'cause we wanna go higher. Where these things go, it's about who you know. Come on down, see the show, meet me in the front row. Bask in the glow of cheap radio. I'll forget the best quote of Henry Thoreau. The way these things go, it's about who you know. Come on down, see the show, meet me in the front row. Bask in the glow of cheap radio, and I'll forget the best quote. Alright, I may have to adjust my sound a little bit. That was Henry Thoreau.
Hey, this sound's trying to get us.
Yeah, man.
You know what, real quick, too? Let's do this real quick. On the screen, do you see, is there a cam mic button that you could hit and turn off? Uh-oh, now we did it. And then turn off echo cancellation.
Yeah.
Let's try that. There. All right, and then do it again. We'll be back.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one called Slow Down. Check, check. 1, 2. It's got me wondering where I go when I die. Is it something I can look in the eye? Some folks believe that we take the sky. At least those who go to heaven. It's got me wondering if I'm fully alive. If my dead parts might be revived. What it takes for hope to survive in a world full of transgressions. I'm no shining example of a pure heart. I'm a constant beggar for a fresh start. Missing the mark more than not. Opposite the definition of sure shot. I know what I gotta do to grow out of what I've been and back again and go. No more this one man picture show, pedal to the floor. I won't go slow until you slow me down. You slow me down. Somehow I found myself inside speeding, caught in a town, racing to another meeting. My heart beat pounding, feels like what I'm needing. Till it feels a lot like I got in turn, I'm bleeding. Can't stop a moment of emancipation. Pack you hard and take an extended vacation. Screaming call to you, arrive at destination. Don't sell out deep desperation. I'm never shining example of working hard. I'm a constant back fresh start, missing my mark, money hard. Opposite the definition of show shine. I know what I gotta do to grow and what I've been. That can give me the hope. No more this one man picture show, pedal to the floor. I won't go slow until you slow me down. Slow me down. Not until you slow me down. Can't keep right till you slow me down. My left is right until you slow me down. My right is right until you slow me down. I can't get right till you slow me down. My left is right until you slow me down. My left is right, my day is night. Until you slow me down, until you slow me down, until you slow me down, until you slow me down.
Woo! Yeah.
All right.
Yes. All right. Oh, I got Remy back.
Hey, Jess, how are you?
Hey, y'all, I'm good. I appreciate the time.
Yeah,
Thanks for letting me
thank you.
share.
That was great. I love your voice.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks. Thank
I
you.
was
Sharing that.
I love the cadence of the vocals, man. Dude, those are a lot of lyrics, man. They flow so easily, but there's like a long like sheet of paper with the lyrics, man. How do you memorize
Yeah.
all them?
Yeah, dude. I grew up writing too much. Like, you can add all kind of different words and stuff and not really say what you mean. So I've been trying to hone that skill and sharpen that chisel. And I used to get complaints all the time from people I would show my new songs to, and they'd be like, you should say less here so that it fits in time. And timing's always been an issue for me, so I don't know. I think the way to memorize it is just practice,
I love it.
But you know that.
Amen. I practice not enough. I gotta practice more. But no, but I love it because it was like a story. It was really nice. And And I wish we had a slightly better audio for you. I think the guitar deserved a little bit better audio, but we got the ideas. And that, and then the ending of it, I really love that build up, and then you hit that cool chord at the end. I would have loved to have seen it like, well, when we get in the studio, we're going to hear it nice and clean.
Yeah. February, we'll be laying that down.
Awesome. Well, I'm really
I'm
stoked. I feel bad, but our interview went super quick, man. It's already at the end. But Rem, do you have any quick things you want to bring up real quick?
Yeah.
No, time's up. We're all right.
Okay. Jess, anything you want to shout out real quick before I let you go? I wanted to talk about the Ghost of Appalachia and your Nashville trip, which you talked about a little bit. But tell us about the Ghost of Appalachia real quick.
Yeah, so I wrote this song like 2.5 years ago. I work on it. I think the only reason that it is out and accessible to the public is because I have a really good friend and this guy named Robert Palma. He and his wife live in Franklin, Tennessee, and I actually get to go record with them at the beginning of February. Robert and Javi Soltero Brown are the only two people that kind of pushed this song out of me. And that was the Ghost of Appalachia. I'm so proud of it, and I feel like it's a call to us to chase after our friends, and learn how to be together, how to live together, how to die together. And I'm excited to do more with both of those guys.
Is there something behind that name? Like where did you get that from?
Well, the line in the song is it's talking about like a feeling that you have and like your conscience eating you. And the Ghost of Appalachia, it might be the Ghost of Appalachia, the fact that the people that you hurt come back to haunt you. So and like living in the part of the U.S. that I live in, I just drove through today. I went and picked up a bandsaw I have a little wood shop, and a bandsaw is going to help me out so much. I went to Frederick, Maryland, but I had to pass through Shepherdstown, and right after Shepherdstown is Antietam, the battlefields, like the Civil War and stuff. And not to get preachy, but those are like friends fighting friends, right? Nation against nation. If I'm going to exist in a world like this, I'm kind of like writing songs to make sense out of it all.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I hope that's more hopeful than it is doom and gloom.
It's up to interpretation, I suppose.
Kind of what's to come. Dun dun dun. Well, listen, everyone. Thank you, Jess, so much for coming on. Everyone, go follow Jess Cantley right now. We had the links up a second ago. Nick, if you throw them up again, I'm going to put them on the screen. Oh, they're there. Never mind. Got them. Guys, Jess, thank you so much. Let's talk.
Yeah, thanks so much.
It's been too long, but thank you so much for coming on, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, later, bro. Have a good one. Rem, I'm sorry. I'm going to run on you, but we're going to come back. All right, guys. That was Jess Cantley. Great human being. Go support them right now. All right, up next, I got two guests. Well, actually, a guest host and a guest. We got the one and only Johnny Popko, baby. I love this guy from the Popko Project. He's got an awesome podcast. Everyone should go check it out. And today, he is going to be interviewing Clyde from Sleeplore. So I'm really excited. Clyde is a great human being as well. Played a nice little guitar song for me before, so you're going to be hearing that as well. So let's get on Popko first. Johnny!
Yo. I thought Jess said he worked with Robert Palmer.
I know. No, Addicted to Love, right?
Yeah, I was like, yo, let's talk.
That would be so cool. I remember watching that video as a kid. I always loved it, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, how was your holidays, sir?
It was good, man. It was good. And today was my kid's birthday, so it's been a nonstop celebration. So.
Oh, that's awesome. A lot of cake, right?
Yeah, a lot of cake. I don't need cake, but I eat cake.
I know. It's like, come on, man. All right, well, let me get out of here and bring on your guest. So thanks so much, Johnny. Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
you handsome devil.
You know, it's kind of funny. I was telling, the folks before, I was like, the only reason you have Johnny Popko on this thing is for his handsome face. You know, that's to get a little bit of that star quality thing going on.
Lies. Everyone's lying to me.
Oh man, what's going on?
What's up, buddy? So you've had quite the year. I mean, you started this project called Sleeplore a little over a year ago. I want to
Yeah.
say it was late fall, early winter of 2020.
Yep.
And you've done a lot in the past year. You know, you kept releasing singles from the EP, and then you just dropped the official EP a couple weeks ago. You played your first live show as a band, if you want to call it that. So just talk about the year that's been, you know, 2020, 2021.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, I think you kind of hit all the major items there. So really started December 2020 was the first single that I put out. So a week or two before that, I kind of just established a presence a little bit, if you will, for this project. And so I had a series of singles since then. I've gotten some, you know, some press along the way, you know, that's been, you know, really surprising and pretty incredible to me. Great reception along the way. This project, it really kind of started as, hey, I've got a whole bunch of songs that I wrote and I put off to the side, and they kind of had a sound that I wanted to reserve for something special. And, you know, given that there was a pandemic happening, I wasn't doing as much sort of in-person audio production work that I would normally do. Kind of found myself with a sliver of time because of that. And because of that, I thought, all right, let me dig up some of this old stuff. Let me start putting things out. And, you know, I was putting a song or two out and just seeing what happens, you know, getting kind of reacclimated to everything. And I guess it worked better than I thought. You know, especially originally with the first single called Let Go, got some attention off that one. And then from there, you know, released a number of singles, just put the EP out December 15th was the full release. And so that's been out for a little while now and getting, you know, a lot of attention from that, a lot of streams, if you will. And, you know, some great press along the way as well, a couple interviews and reviews and whatnot. And, you know, in the midst there, I was asked to do a live show that you mentioned, which was for the Electric City Music Conference. But really the right way I was asked, the way it was framed up to me was Keith Perks, a local photographer in the area here, who a lot of people know is a you know, friend of mine and really talented artist himself. He said, hey, I'm going to put the show on. It's going to be an amazing lineup, or at least I envision it being an amazing lineup, and I envision you being a part of that. I'd really like you to be a part of it. I said, well, you know, I never really thought I would play any of this stuff live. I'm not really sure that's the right fit, you know. Kind of twisted my arm for a while about it. And I said, all right, it's going to be in the fall. It's probably not going to happen anyway. We're in a pandemic and everything else. Who knows? October rolls around and I start seeing some stuff about it. I'm like, wow, I guess this is happening. So I, you know, phoned a couple of friends, and, you know, for me, putting the live band together, because I never really had a band for this. I've been doing a lot of it myself, or just here or there asking specific people to work on things. What I wanted to do was get people that not only were talented and could play the stuff, but were just a good hang, you know, some really good people. So my friend Alan Hanzik played bass. He played on a couple of the Sleeplore tracks that are released. Tim Ziegler played guitar and sang, and then Gabe Fashana played drums. And I produced some stuff that he played on, and I've worked with all of them in some capacity at some point. You know, Tim also contributed to some of the Sleeplore recordings as well. So it was pretty awesome. You know, we had a good crowd there. The place was packed. It was at Stage West in Scranton, well received, and it was a lot of fun, you know.
Yeah, and I think when this first started, I mean, I feel like you probably didn't expect the welcoming, so to speak, that you got, and the the attention, because I think you just, like you said, the pandemic was happening. You kind of like, all right, I'm gonna poke around with this stuff now and kind of like get it on paper. But it took off, and this little project, and then people call project, you know, it's like this little like one-off thing, but I mean, you promoted it, you've been at it for over a year now. I think it's a little bit more than that.
Yeah, it's so, like, it's kind of strange being the person, being the creator, the artist, if you will, or the persona or whatever, and saying, yeah, this is me, or my band, or my like, what do you say? My project, what is this thing, you know, this body of work, if you will, you know? So for me, it's like, it's not really a band, I guess, but what is it? You know, it's, you know, Sleeplore is sort of this persona that I created or fabricated, if you will. I guess you could call it a band, artist. it's just hard to describe. It's like when people ask me what genre it is, and I'm sure you're probably chuckling in the back of your mind because you're like, well, Clyde, every song is different. So how do you peg that? But what genre is it? That's so hard to answer. It really is. And I guess I'm thankful that like indie and alternative are such broad, brushstrokes, if you will, because they kind of fit into those. Some people have referred to some parts of it as like Midwest emo, which I've never even, to be perfectly honest, never thought I really listened to emo. But I did some homework after Alternative Press said, you're one of the top 10 emo artists or whatever this year or whatever. So I'm like, well, I guess I should probably learn what emo is. So I did a little homework there, and it turns out there's some things I've listened to, of course, like Death Cab, but stuff like that. And then it's just, I don't know, it's a little bit surreal, and but it's a lot of fun. For me, it's a great outlet, if nothing else,
Well, I had your most recent single before the release. I think it was called Easy.
Yeah. Yep.
Easy. So I had a Spotify playlist on. Maybe it was like a, released radar or whatever it was. And I was listening through songs, and that came on, and I'm like, this sounds familiar. And it sounded like stuff you'd hear on the radio, like, and not the poppy stuff, but like that's how well done this is. And I'm sure we could talk for hours, and we've done that in the past, but I feel like you might want to play a song. I don't know what makes me think that, but I think you might.
I mean, want is a word. I think I'm going to play a song.
Okay. I'm going to.
Goes back to that whole live thing. It's like I never plan on doing any of this stuff live, but
Well, let's do it.
I'm gonna do a song that is unreleased. Actually, it'll be something I'm looking forward to releasing in the spring. So, the song is called "As We Grow." Actually, since I learned from the past performances, I'm going to turn off that echo cancellation. Do that real quick. All right. Hopefully that's good.
Open bookshelf, empty walls, nothing here but a faint sense of all disappeared, and we'll go by the pond down the road, suffocating from the weight of the load. Every time I see your name, hear your voice, I'm reminded that we all have a choice, and we'll go waiting by the pond down the road, complicated by the past, something old. You're alone tonight.
Dude, that was awesome.
Thanks. I don't know if the echo's coming through. Let me turn that off.
I always love hearing new stuff from you. So I'm glad it was like tonight was a new a new song. And I mean, anyone watching, I mean, you said it before, Death Cab. I said Jimmy Eat World. I said brand new. There's hints of Smashing Pumpkins in that one song. I think 10 summers ago or
Yeah.
10. What's it like? I mean, this will be my last question. What's it like? I heard or read somewhere that you've been kind of collecting these songs over the past like 10 years. What's it like finally getting them out there?
It is. I feel like I've mentioned this before, that I feel, at least to friends or close people, that I feel kind of liberated, because a lot of these songs have just it's kind of funny. Maybe from a musical standpoint, it's not something that a lot of people can directly relate to, but for me, when I create something and I put it aside and just kind of put it in a corner somewhere or whatever, I let it sit on a hard drive or a tape or whatever, it kind of eats away at me a little bit. It's like that. I really do kind of like that. I wish other people could hear it, so it kind of eats away. It's like restoring a car and keeping it in a garage. It's like nobody knows that you did that and put all that work into it and poured your heart and soul into it. So it is definitely liberating. But at the same time, I kind of made a conscious decision to cap off these songs kind of where they're at, and at least for now, build a little wall between some of the old stuff and new stuff. That song was something I wrote this year, just specifically, to get out and I wanted to share something new tonight and just kind of see what people thought of it. But I'm really excited about a lot of the new stuff as well. So it's great. It feels liberating to get some of the old stuff out there, but it's just as exciting to continue to build that momentum and share some new stuff as well.
Cool. Well, I hope this little project becomes a long life of Sleeplore. And Sleeplore, self-titled EP, Sleeplore, streaming everywhere. Where can people find you online?
So sleeploremusic.com. You can find me there. You could also find me, Facebook, Sleeplore Music. It is, and I see a couple links up there.
Yeah,
so, thanks Nick for tossing those links out there. But all the normal places: Bandcamp, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, all the streaming services, and sleeploremusic.com for a bunch of cool merch and all that stuff.
MySpace, LimeWire, all the good stuff.
Napster, yeah, all that.
Well, dude, thank you so much. I'm excited to see what 2022 holds for Sleeplore, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Absolutely, man. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.
All right, Johnny, thank you so much. Great interview and great voice of that guy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Clyde in bands for years, and then when he said he was releasing this this solo project, I guess you can call it, but it's it's him. But yeah, to hear him sing, I was like, wow, he can do that too.
Yeah, he's got a nice voice, and it was a real nice song too. I heard all those bands you mentioned, and it actually, I hate to be this guy, but it actually reminded me of a Dave Matthews song too, some of his newer stuff. Like on the, I know it wasn't acoustic, but he does it on the acoustic. It has a similar feel. I really liked it, really nice. Yeah. But anyway, okay, we're gonna see you in 2 weeks.
Sweet.
Yeah, baby. All right, everyone, want to tell them about you real quick?
I'm the host of a podcast called the Popco Project. Look at that, Nick is on top of it. Check out my link tree, the link. It takes you to everything. Spotify, Apple, my website, all the good stuff. But it's a podcast that focuses on highlighting local musicians and artists and just people making a positive impact on the world around them. So, again, I keep saying this. We got to get you on in the new year, definitely for sure. So let me know when you're free. I mean, January is pretty open, so let's do it.
All right, we are going to do that tomorrow. I know I'm a bad boy. It's Nick's fault. No, I'm kidding. It's all my fault. So, all right, I'm going to hit you up tomorrow. I can't wait. Johnny, I love you.
Sounds good, man. Thanks.
Thanks so much. Happy birthday to your son.
Thank you.
All right, see you, bro. All right, we're going to a quick music video. This one's called Jimmy and the Sexcapades. Oh, no, I lied. This is the Velvet Trail. Kind of reminds me of that, though, to be honest with you. And this has one of my buddies in it, Randy Hayes. He's nasty as hell. Nick, are we all set, baby? Nick the Viking. Okay, yep. Oh, he just gave me the middle finger. What the hell? No, I'm just kidding you. All right, let's get this on. I'll be back.
One more time. Don't you dare leave me hanging. Just come on home where I'm waiting for. Yeah, I've been waiting for you. Simply waiting for you, darling. Craving your kiss. It took all my love to find you. Don't you leave me like this. I've been sitting here on this frigid cold night, but with your arms around, feel the warmth of your love.
Woo! All right, that was the Velvet Trio. We're going to be playing that song later on in its entirety, but I wanted to get to our next guest a minute early because we normally have on one, but now we're going to be having three on at one. Please welcome Matt, and Tyler to the show. They're in the awesome band Off Guard. Let's talk to these guys. Yo!
What's up?
What's going on, boys?
What's up? How's it going? Gotta give you the
I am really excited to talk to you. You guys had some killer harmonies going on in the warm up, so I'm really excited to hear these songs. You'll be doing two songs for us tonight.
Yes, absolutely. We're playing one song. It's actually pretty new. It's called "Cut Me Off."
Nice. So it's a new one, and then what's the other one?
And the other one is called "Sincere." We put that one out earlier this year in March. So we put "Sincere" in March and then "Cut Me Off" in September. So two of our most recent songs.
Two new ones? Okay. And today, Matt, you brought two new friends with you.
That's right. These are my bandmates. This is Tyler Embry on bass, and then this is Matt Becker on guitar. They're two of my best friends.
Awesome. And I love them. As soon as we got off with you guys, I was like, I like these dudes. Real
Oh, yeah, they're cool.
Honored to be here.
Yeah.
Really, we're happy to have you, honestly. It's a great episode, too, so I'm really excited. But real quick, for anyone who doesn't know, tell us a little bit about your band.
Sure. So we're called Off Guard. We're an alternative emo band from Long Island. We've been around since 2017. We put out, we have two EPs out. One of them is called Set the Scene. The other one is called Losing My Mind with My Heart. We have multiple singles out, and we, we've just been going for it for 4 years now, and we're still going for it. We have a show coming up pretty soon. It's in Amityville on Long Island on January 29th. So,
nice.
Yes.
I love that place just because of the movie, obviously. But anyway, so how did you guys all meet?
Yeah, we're all best buds. Me and Matt Becker went to school together, growing up. And then he was the next town over, and we all met in college. We went to the same school, and we started jamming. And then that was kind of, to give you more details, hello. He had a live band going on, so he was doing a solo project. He asked us to be a part of it. And then we just ended up vibing so well that we just started crafting, right there.
Well, because you sing as well.
Yeah.
So how did that break into it?
Oh, like the original stuff?
Yeah, like how did you say, hey, I want to sing too? Or did you just naturally start doing it at practice one day and you're like, that's it?
Well, I'll tell you, the first song me and Matt ever wrote, it was in the practice rooms of the Q building at Nassau Community. And we were just jamming on one of the pianos. And we were just having fun. We're both two creatives, and we just, that was all it ever was. And that's all it's ever been, and we were like, let's make it something more.
I remember those little piano rooms. There's something
special. Or the Magic Captains.
Dude, they were always so fun too. And then they got tricked and started doing key cards with them. But I was back in school in the day where you could just go in there and hang out, have fun.
Open the window, come on, they didn't lock them.
You know what? It was fun. But and then what about you on guitar? Let's talk about you a little bit and some of your influences.
So like Tyler was just saying before, me and him, we actually grew up in the same town, so that's how we always knew each other. We jammed back in high school as well. And then, we all went to the same college, so that's where we met Matt. And then we have our drummer, Nick, also. So I wasn't able to make it today, but he's doing good. We just knew him from, the local music scene. And once we met Matt in college and we started jamming, and like I said, we just kind of grew into something more. We figured we hit up our buddy Nick, and
should
and
we go
from there
Facebook
it's-
official?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In the relationship. No. So that's cool. And what got you into guitar? Who was your one guitarist that you saw and you were like, I gotta play?
Oh man, growing up, it was really when I was like a young teen, I was really into like the classic rock and all that. So I was really into Led Zeppelin and Jimmy Page. And as I was growing older, I got more into like Foo Fighters. So Dave Grohl's like a huge like inspiration for me, just as like a musician and like a front man and all that. But yeah, I'd say in my young years, Jimmy Page is probably what like kicked me off to explore guitar more.
I love it. I love it. And are you two Zeppelin fans as well?
Honestly, I'll be straight honest. My music taste is so, I guess, variable, but also like very, very dependent on like early 2000s. It's like I grew up hardcore just listening to all that stuff. Like it's just what I was surrounded by. Like I remember just sitting in the car on road trips with my CD player, listening to like the Fall Out Boy CDs, like all of those, and that's on repeat. So like
Well, it's funny because I hear it in your singing and in your style. So very, very cool. And it really comes out. And when you guys do the harmonies, I was like, yes. So, very cool. Very cool. And Matt, what do you think about Zepp? Are you in? Yeah, you're nay.
I like Zeppelin. It's not really what I grew up on. I also kind of grew up on like the early 2000s kind of stuff, like My Chemical Romance, and Fall Out Boy. And like
Pierce the Veil.
Yeah, lots of Pierce the Veil. So that's the kind of stuff that kind of foreign to me.
Basically, Matt Becker is the psychedelic one. I got you.
Yeah,
I know what's going on here.
It all comes together. And then we have Nick, who is like one of the craziest drummers out there. He can play.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
we're
like-
gonna have to get you on again so we can have him come on too. So.
Oh yeah.
But all right, well, let me get off the screen, get my ugly face off, get your three beautiful faces up there. Let's hear some songs. I'll be right back.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay, we gotta do the thing. Hold on, we gotta do a thing.
We
So you
gotta turn
guys
off
can hear us
the-
better. Look, is that it? Right
Yeah,
there?
Yeah,
That's
right
it.
there.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, we got it.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Okay, you good?
This one's called Cut Me Off.
All right.
I need you to be there, tell me that it's not fair. I need you to be there, tell me that it's not fair. I need you to be there, tell me that it's not fair. Cut me off tomorrow, cut me off another day. Get me to set me straight, one more time to numb the pain. Cut me off tomorrow, cut me off another day. We spoke too soon. I can't. I've had too much. I never seem to know my limit when I need you to be there. Tell me that it's not fair. Cut me off tomorrow. Cut me off another day. Get you set me straight. One more time to run the pain. Cut me off tomorrow. Cut me off another day. So cut me off. One more time and now you're good. I've had too much. I've had enough. Just stumbling over words in confidence. Can you give me some closure, love, before I'm left on the bathroom floor? I need you to be there. Tell me that it's not fair. Cut me off tomorrow. Cut me off another day. Get you set me straight. One time to numb the pain. Cut me off tomorrow. Cut me off another day. So cut me off. One more time to numb the pain. I've had too much. You are to me what honey is to me. Say, honey, will you help me survive? Another changing season. Our love is open, even I need you to survive. Another changing season. Our love is open, even I need you to survive. I need you to be there. Tell me that it's not fair. Tell me of tomorrow. Another day. To set the shade. One more time, another day. Tell me of tomorrow. Another day. Cause pretty soon, another catastrophe. I'm telling you the signs. All the
Yeah. All right, that was cut me off. Awesome play. We got tuned up real quick. And we're going to play another one for you.
That's right.
Yo,
just
pop
pop
in.
in.
Oh, no, not gonna pop in. Go.
No.
Sit down.
Thank you.
Love that.
Yep. Another special shout out to our drummer Nick.
Yes.
Who couldn't make it out tonight, but we love him.
Let's finish it.
All right. This one's called Sincere.
moved all my shit for the second time this year. I'm so nervous but sincere. It's what I'm doing here. And I can't admit when I'm wrong and when I'm right. What if I fucked up this time? 'Cause I was searching for the light. Falling out of line, see of my lies. And the timing is just right. Are we falling out of line? Can we stop time? No, it's just another second under. Just hold your breath before the feeling starts to drown. Don't break my crime. I'm getting wasted, and I'm wasting all my time. Oh, you know I tried it all before. Different tricks to open doors. To want things I can't afford. I'll make it right, because I got you by my side. And we'll never stop this fight. Never stop this fight. Out of line, the city of white lies. When the timing is just right. Are we falling out of line? Stop time. Maybe just another second under. Slowly but before the feeling starts to drown. Don't break my crime. My friends remind me I've been wasting my whole life. And if I did, at least I did it well. Because I stand it with my best friends. And we're the ones that made it happen. Writing songs about our team then. Oh, giving something to believe in. And what we go through on the weekend. Putting rhyme over the reason. Either take it or you leave it. Diamond candy, keep a secret. I think the word should be deleted. can't trust a fool if you wanna survive. You can't trust a fool if you sit in the lights.
Cool.
Yo, dope.
Oh yeah, no, sorry.
I'll wait to talk to you hit that. Oh my.
Thank you. Thank you for loving me.
Yo, when are you guys joining my band? Please, I need all of you guys in it with those beautiful harmonies. Honestly. All right, let me bring my co-host. But seriously, guys, you were fucking blowing it up, man. It was awesome. Rem,
Thank you.
how's the ladies' time?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you guys too. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
That was really cool. So you went on tour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Something good or bad that you took away from that?
We had a lot of fun. We learned a lot. We didn't get very far, but we did at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Not physically, but mentally.
Yeah.
Here's where we start. Well, we got a van. This is pretty much our big tour after the pandemic happened, and we're like, all right, we're gonna do this right. We got the van. We're so excited, and we were gonna hit 3 spots for the weekend, and we got 2 hours in, and our van, the leaf spring had snapped. And we didn't know this at the time. We didn't know any of this. We learned this all. But now we're like car mechanics. Okay, no, we're not. But anyway, it snapped our AC lines in the back. So at first we were like, oh my God, we have an AC leak. And we only found out because we stopped for gas. So anyway, we're like, oh God, we're not going to make this first day. So we didn't make the first day. We're like, all right, let's just get a hotel. We somehow made it to this hotel. And we stayed there for the night. I'm like, all right, fresh start in the morning. Let's go to a mechanic. Everything will be fine. And it turned out, obviously, that belief's incorrect. Yeah. And they also mentioned to us that the entire underneath of their van is so badly rusted that we could probably,
Yeah, they were like, hey man, this thing's a death trap. Like, you shouldn't have taken this out. We're like, oh,
it was like a movie.
Great.
We show up in this random town in upstate New York.
Yeah.
The guy running the desk is from Wales. So he's got this awesome accent. So it's the pain. He was like, yeah, your call's kind of fucked. And we're like, all right.
Yeah, honestly, your call's kind of fucked.
At least you said it to in a nice accent, right?
You know what? It lightens the blow.
A little bit, yeah.
Shout out to him. I think his name is Steven. Thanks, Steven.
Yeah. But so thankfully we weren't, because of all that situation, we weren't able to make the first 2 shows, but we scrapped what we could together. We were able to, circle back and make it to Rochester on the last day.
All right. Oh, that's
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we got the van towed back. We literally,
yeah.
It was it worked out. We played we played one show.
Yeah.
At least you guys kept going, though. There's something to be said about that.
Well, we learned about being more prepared, like what it actually takes to actually hit the road and be ready for. I mean, like, because you think like, oh, that's not gonna happen to us. Like, we'll be fine. We're just going out really quick, No,
Yeah.
Can't happen anymore.
Well, that's part of it too, is the experience you get along the way about it. But we had a cool comment while you guys were playing. It was from Matthew Jenkins. He said, "You guys rule. We played a show in Amityville together back in October. It was awesome playing with you and meeting these guys. It was with the Magwas. I always say that.
Yes.
Yes.
Also very tight band.
Yeah,
check them out.
Magwas are so cool.
They're amazing. They're from Scranton.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were shouting you out while you were playing. But yeah, they are a great band as well. We've had them on the show. So I love it. Love when everybody meets up, and like, it's been one of our favorite things about the show is getting to connect with everybody, meeting my new singers for the band. I can't wait. I'm so excited, guys. When are you moving to Jersey?
Practices.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask you, what is your secret for those harmonies? Because you guys are really doing it great, man.
Practice.
It's like you have a vision, and I know it sounds stupid, but sometimes you just hear it, and other times you just, we really. Sorry, I had a burp. Excuse me. You know,
Yeah.
I know it sounds cliche. I don't know. It just comes from the soul. It just comes from the atmosphere of being in the music, and you just feel it out. And to me, I just hear it. I can't explain it. It's just like there it is. And I think it becomes from a lot of the music that you listen to. So the music I listen to very calls for a lot of high harmonies, a lot of thirds and stuff like that. And that's kind of like what my harmonic. Like everyone's got their thing. That's the beauty about music. It's so very, vast.
It's so cool. When you guys first sang, did you all like instantly go, wow, we got a thing here?
Kinda. Me and Matt have always been told like we kind of like when we sing together, like people can't even tell who's singing what.
Yeah.
So I've always thought that was really cool. And like, again, like just we're just like, hey, like your music, our music, let's
We are music.
Yeah.
I like that you just said your music, I'm music. That's a cool statement.
For real.
Let's
yeah. It's like, honestly, it took I want to say like a few years though as like a rock band. It's obviously it's hard to like hear your vocals over the instruments at a show. And I think that it took like a few years for us to kind of like solidify the harmonies live, like because that was something that was like a big challenge. And I feel like that's something that like kind of goes unspoken for like a lot of vocalists. Like it's just hard to like kind of hit those notes. Like it's something that kind of just takes a lot of time.
Happened to me last night, my friend. That's all I'm like, yeah, I know. Especially when there's no monitor and you're just like, oh God, I hope this is good.
Yeah, for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, we mainly write a lot of our songs acoustic, and then we bring it kind of like to the big board. I feel like because it's easiest to kind of let everything have its place. It can easily get too loud too quick.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to like let everything have its room.
Yeah.
I love it. I love you guys, Matt. You got great friends. I knew it. You're a great dude, so it makes sense that they're great. So excited you guys came on the show. Really, I thought you did an awesome job, and you're getting us warmed up for Ben in the background here. So I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much. What's the one song? I know you released the one in September, but is there something you want everyone to go look at in particular? The one thing.
What do you think?
I mean, yeah, Cut Me Off is our latest release. Go check it out. It's on all the streaming services. We have a lyric video.
Sincere's got that music video.
Yeah, Sincere. Yeah, those are the
people love
Tension. Yeah, Tension's an old classic. Set the Scene EP. Check it out. Check out all our music.
And get ready. We're about to release something new pretty soon too.
Yeah, we're getting ready for release as well. So.
Well, we're getting you back on the show for that one.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, I'm super excited to talk to you guys. Thank you so much for coming on. A pleasure as always. And hopefully we'll get you on real soon.
Please.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet
All
you.
right.
All.
Well,
Pleasure.
talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.
You.
Guys, everyone, go follow Off Guard. They're awesome bunch of guys. And you heard the harmonies. Those fellas can sing. I'm like, Ren, all the singers we had on tonight are amazing. I'm never singing again.
Oh, stop. You're the
So
worst.
now we got our guest of the hour. I am so excited. We got Ben hanging out in the background. Ben plays saxophone, clarinet, and flute. And I also saw him with a bass guitar in his hand. Let's get him on the show. This guy does it all. I think he also plays the kazoo, but I could be lying. Let's
He
welcome
doesn't
him
play
to the show.
violin, though. No violin.
Oh, no violin. That's right. What's up, Ben?
What's happening?
Hey,
All
Ben.
right. Yeah. No violin and no kazoo. No violin, no kazoo. A little bit of melodica sometimes,
Oh.
So, in fact, I don't know what it is about the kazoo. Like when I hear the kazoo, I'm just like, no thanks. How about a real instrument? Thank you very much. So I guess I don't know what it is that makes me so upset. Oh my goodness! But
We're gonna get a shirt that says "F the kazoo." People
Right?
will be so confused. They're like, "Why are they so angry?" Fuck the kazoo.
right, yeah. Same with recorder. Like the recorder. Because I've had to teach it. And I'm like, nah, can't I please just teach a real instrument, So I guess that goes into like, well, what defines a real instrument? And I don't know. I think, if I think it's cool, then it's a real instrument. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna go along with that. I know there's only so much hot cross buns you can hear before you
Right.
want to
Yeah.
jump.
Right.
You're like, ah. So, dude, you were like my hero. I am so excited to talk to you. You played with me and Remy's favorite artist, and you've done it multiple times. This is just truly mind blowing. But you have a whole career. You have a bunch of groups you play with. You got the Owls. You got Ben and Friends. You got Hot Sardines. If we could we talk a little bit about everything?
All right, sounds good. Sounds
Where,
good.
where should we start?
I'm impressed. Yeah. Well, where to start? You know, well, you're starting it right. You're starting it. You know the Owls with a Z. That was a group. That's a group I've had. Like myself and Anton Vittel on guitar. We've had that since like 2014. Like I would usually be on the road a lot with actually with Postmodern Jukebox. So that was like my first kind of claim to fame was Postmodern Jukebox. And I I still do that when I can. And when, like, you know, it's the beautiful thing about that. Are you familiar with that at all?
I had an old singer that was obsessed with them. So I learned about it. Very cool. I didn't realize you were a part of that.
Right. Yeah. It's like, it's been a minute. We were supposed to, there was a tour like, well, it was, you know, right when COVID started, 2020. So I was going to do like 2 weeks with the group. And, you know, one thing that's really cool about that group is like the tours just go on. They just go on forever. And I've been able to just kind of make it work for me, basically. And that's kind of that's what I always say. That's what it's all about. You just make it work for you, you know? So, you know, and so it's cool. Like it's like, you know, like one show we'll have different singers and musicians, and another will have a completely different lineup, and it's always the same concept. You know, it's basically like the live show at this point. I pretty much say it's like the new Cirque du Soleil, you know. So or the new Blue Man Group.
That's
you know,
cool.
So that's like that was really and you know, Scott Bradley and me went to college together. So that's the connection to that. Because I can't tell you how many times people ask me, they're like, "Oh, did you audition?" I'm like, I don't audition. You know, like I think I saw actually, I don't think I definitely saw an interview. You know, I love Robert Glasper, and they're asking if he auditions. He's like, "No, I don't audition. If you want me to have me in your band, listen to my album." And I was like, yes. That, it's cool to hear someone say that, because it's like I was thinking that, and I'm like, oh, that's how it is. That's okay. You know, it's I like it when someone makes an adventurous statement like that, you know, because it's true. You know, like I think I don't think of, like, you know, jazz, rock and roll, jam band, funk. Like, it's not about auditions. It's about hanging out with your friends and making new friends and going to shows and seeing what happens, you know?
Agreed. Yeah, and speaking of which, I mean, you must have been making a lot of friends over all these years, playing all this great saxophone, man. That's really cool, dude. So okay, so that's a little bit of Postmodern Jukebox, and you were telling us a little bit about Owls real quick. You had that guitarist fella, Gabriel,
right? Anton, and it was
Anton.
So it was like so Owls is him and me and whoever else, and but that's been a little bit of a hiatus because Anton decided to go to China. So
okay.
So which and then I actually was there. I was actually there once pre-pandemic with the Hot Sardines. We played at the Blue Note in Beijing.
Ooh, wow.
And that was a great time.
Wow.
So
sorry, keep going.
Yeah, lots of different music, lots of different you know, it fits with the you know, I haven't said this yet publicly, you know, I have ADHD, and I'm happy about it. And I think that's like part of music, just a little of this, little of that, doing this, doing that. I think that's what keeps it going.
Agreed. And really, and wow, you played in China?
Yeah.
Yeah.
China.
Cool.
Yeah, it was June. June and July of 2019. Hot Sardines. We played at a bunch of different Blue Notes. So like it's funny. I think I've played almost every Blue Note except the one in New York. So we played like Tokyo, Hawaii, Beijing. Then we were in Australia for a festival. So yeah, that was a lot of flying. Very that was very intense and very fun. So,
and I'm just going to assume if you played Australia and China, you played Europe too.
Oh, all the time. Yeah, all the time. I
wow, man.
So you got that one right. To the point that like every time I go to Copenhagen, I'm like, oh snap, I'm going to Christiania, which is like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a commune that's been around for a while. I think it's considered its own like country. And it's like the first time that we played in Copenhagen, this was Postmodern Jukebox. Well, people were warning me about it. They're like, "Don't go to Christiania. It's crazy. It's anarchy." I was like, "I'm there," So
yeah,
like, it sounds interesting.
It's like what's so bad about all of those things?
You're like, I'm interested.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I've been there 3 times. Just during the day, and then off to sound check and the gig, So actually no, I was there once at night, and it was definitely a little bit sketchy, and I loved it.
I made my best friends that night. It was a great time.
or like we were in Berlin, and then like I had a friend that like I grew up with, and he was living in Berlin, and he was saying that like he was working at a nightclub, and for all I knew it was just a nightclub, and it's called Berghain, which is like definitely the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. and like I was like, oh, this isn't just a nightclub, this is like kind of one of the biggest places to go party like in the world, so I just kind of hung out for a few hours, then had to get back on the bus.
That's awesome. So, now, did you ever see the movie Euro Trip? It's not like Vandersex, is it?
Wait, is that Tom Green, or was that?
Well, that was Road Trip, but it was Tom like Green.
Oh, Road
Trip. I definitely saw Euro Trip because there's that line. I think it's like, do you want to smoke some drugs? I think
exactly. Yeah, that was funny. It reminded me. He like gives him the safe word when he goes into the Vandersex. It's like 30 letters long of like knocking. Right. You're like, you can never say it. It's so funny, but so and then you mentioned Hot Sardines.
Right.
And what's that about? That's another group you got.
Yeah, that's like jazz, like 20s and 30s, like Louis Armstrong, like Louis Armstrong meets Louis Prima, so it's just really fun. Horn section, the tap dancer, and that's just kind of I was a fan of that. That's sort of another theme. Like I find myself being like a fan of a band and then joining the band.
Hey, that sounds like a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's, I always like to say I'm a fan first, and like I would just see them play at like speakeasies and things like that, and the next thing I know, I did like one show with the group like in North Carolina, or it was in Boone. Yeah. So North Carolina, and then it just kind of kept going with that, So, and that's a like they like there will be like kind of like an intense little tour, and then a little break, and then an intense tour, and then a break, and then local gigs. So that really works perfect for me, because then then I have students, and I have my own band, and it's yeah. So that's I'm really enjoying that, and also with that, I am allowed to say this. So back in August, we filmed, like we did the filming for an upcoming movie that's going to be a reboot of Fletch. Like with Chevy Chase. Well, the new one's not with Chevy Chase, but yeah.
No kidding.
So that was cool, and that would be with what's his name? John Hamm. So, yeah, so that was really cool. That was yeah, and I think I feel like the Hot Sardines is the Hot Sardines and the Owls, very cinematic, like it. Like with the Hot Sardines, we're going on those like long drives and stuff. It's like we talk about movies like nonstop, and then we mentioned, in the show itself, like we mentioned, like, all right, this song, like imagine this movie for this one, and so I think that like movies have always been a big influence as well as music, So I got the Tarantino vibe like back in 2003. I had my senior recital, like at the Hart School of Music, and then like Scott Bradley played at my senior recital when we were students, and that was like one of the first times. Oh, actually, I guess I always had to. I was gonna say that was one of the first times I ever dressed up, So like, it's like we did the recital and we were all dressed up, and like, I think, and that was like the first time, like a few people said, they're like, dude, you guys are out of Pulp Fiction, like, like you look like you're right out of Pulp Fiction or even Reservoir Dogs, and I was like, that's it, and then I've I don't know, I've gotten that ever since, like just playing at little bars and stuff. Everyone always says that, so I feel like I listened and I went with it,
Yeah, when it works, and you just run with it.
Right.
That is awesome. So, wow. Okay, Rem, am I stealing the conversation? I feel bad. If you have anything to say, you jump in, please.
I absolutely will. No, this is great so far.
I know. I'm loving it. Ben, you're awesome. So, okay, so let's talk about the amazing day. You told me a little bit prior. I don't know where you want to start. If you want to start with that actual day, or a little bit, where you guys previously met. Where do you think we should start?
Sure. Well, it's Dave and me are airport buddies.
Yes. How did that happen? Did you run into each other at the airport? Like,
yeah, that was in, I think it was April 2017. Postmodern Jukebox. We just finished up a tour in Portugal, and we were coming back, and so it was like early. It was like early in the morning, and of course we had played the night before, and then like had a little party after the gig, and then so I think there were like 4 of us that were going back to New York, and we we were trying to get in a cab and like fit suitcases, and it just kind of wasn't happening, and I could see the airport from where we were. I was like, I'm gonna walk. And then I'm like, so I was walking, and I was, I kind of had a little bit of a headache. I wasn't feeling too great. Like I say, we're having a good time the night before, so I was just like, I just wasn't really. I was like, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna find the airport, and then I was like, Google Maps wasn't really working too well. It's like, in another country. I don't even think I had data or anything. I was like trying to ask people how to get to even though I could see it, it was like hard to like walk there. It was very confusing. And but eventually I made it, and I was like worried that I might be a little late, but then I wasn't too worried, because then I just like kind of I was like, oh, there's a dude with a guitar. That guy looks just like Dave Matthews. And I was like, oh, it is. That's because it is Dave. You know? So that's how just started talking and then he was really nice and I had back in 2010 I had met Charlie Hunter. Like I went to see Charlie Hunter play, and then like we were hanging out after, and like so I always have like a card, like a business card. You know, I know they say you don't need it anymore, but you totally do. So
Yeah,
you know, so that's and I remember like I was just there. This was 2010. I was just there to watch Charlie Hunter play. And I was like, I just kind of started laughing. I was like, I know it's not necessary, but here's my card just in case. and he was so cool. He's like, listen, it's always necessary. You should always hand out your card, and you should be confident about yourself. Like he told me this. He hadn't heard me play or anything. I was like, that's some advice right there. So that's what I did with Dave Matthews, and you know, I had Charlie Hunter's voice in my head, and
give him your card back.
Right? Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
So it's always, and actually, right now I ran out. I don't even have any cards anymore. So do what I say, not what I do. You know.
You're gonna be on Vistaprint as soon as we get off. You're like,
that's what I use. Yeah, I love Vistaprint. Yep.
Yeah, they're great, man. So that's so cool. So you meet him in the airport.
Yep.
He happens to be a cool dude. You start talking, and I have a friend who knows him. I won't say how, but I heard he's a character. I heard he's a really nice guy, really funny.
Yeah.
Like he's just cool, dude. He's like, and then from the bandmates, you know, like you see the interviews, like how he does Dave speak or Dave talk. Like, you know, like when he's live, he's like, oh, I love it, man.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cool.
He's exactly how you think he is. You know, he's so genuine.
That's cool, man. That's awesome.
Great.
And so you give him the card, you guys go your separate ways, and then what happens?
Yeah. Well, then he actually texted me. He was like I got him. It was just like, oh, thanks for being pleasant. And like he was saying that he's a fan of Postmodern Jukebox. And then
Wow. That's so cool.
then Postmodern Jukebox, we were near Nashville, and he was playing, just him and Tim Reynolds. It was also at the airport. It was the same. He wasn't playing there with the full band. It was just him and Tim Reynolds. So I texted Dave. I was like, no
hey,
deal. I'm gonna come to the show, and if I could play a song, that'd be great. If not, then and he's like, I think that should be cool. And then so then what happened with it was, let's see, I have a count. November 11th. I'll be honest, I wasn't really having the best of days. That's kind of a theme. Like I'm always like I think a lot of times, like when big things happen, I'm usually very tired and kind of grumpy and not having a great day. So I think that's like important to like always, I think Seinfeld said that, to always be on.
Love
So
Seinfeld.
Same. Yeah, like actually I think someone asked him, like, all right, let's say you're with your family on vacation and and something happens, like you see something that gives you inspiration to find a new joke. Would you ignore that, or would you be with your family? He's like, dude, of course I'm going to go with finding the joke. So I thought that was pretty badass. But anyway, what was it? Yeah, Thursday, November 11th. Yeah, I got a text from Dave just saying hello, and I was like, oh, that's nice. Dave saying hello. I was like, and I was en route to get the booster jab. That's what everyone's calling that, right? The jab. So I was en route to get that, and I was really planning on doing absolutely nothing for a few days. you know, like in case I wasn't feeling good. So I just wasn't gonna. I was, you know, I had like horror movies already picked out and everything, you know. So I was like ready for nothing. Yeah, lined up. Yeah, and then so then like I was also kind of nervous about getting, you know, I was just anxious to get it over with. Also because I totally like I don't even care about saying this. I totally lied and said I had like a condition, like, you know, because like I wanted to get the booster because I knew I was going to be doing a lot of traveling, but I wasn't like they were only doing essential workers, and like they even asked me like both times I got the vaccine. How old are you? Are you an essential worker? I'm like, dude, give me the darn thing so I can move on with my life. You know,
So, you teach. I feel like you can finagle it with teaching. You know,
Good point.
Right, well, I used everything. Yeah, I finagled it with teaching. Like the first time I got the vaccine, they even asked for like my teaching card. I was like, dude, I don't have a teaching card. Like please, I want to be out doing things. You know, like,
shoot me up, god damn it.
yeah, stick the needle in my arm already. You know, so like I remember I had to like fill out forms to get an appointment to do the booster. I think now they're like practically begging people to do it. So I was like, you know, I like had to fill out forms, and like I think I mentioned the teaching, but then it still didn't say I was eligible. So I like said I had like autoimmune stuff, which I don't. But I'm like, dude, they have it. Give it to me. You know, like I knew there was no shortage of it.
Oh wow.
Hey, music is pretty essential if you ask me.
Yeah, that really like having to like define what's essential and what I don't know. But anyway, yeah, music is so essential. It's like, oh my goodness, so essential. So and you know, so yeah, my feelings were really hurt by that, like the last 2 years, like oh, you know, like at one point we weren't supposed to even promote gigs because it was supposed to be all on the DL. So I did all these like secret gigs. You know,
you're like at the speakeasy. You're like,
yeah, right.
You're like
sneaking in the back door.
Right, yeah. So it's the 20s again. So I guess like, the 1920s the thing was with prohibition and alcohol. Now it's because you're not supposed to leave your house. So
100 years later, we're back in the same different circumstances, same thing, right? You're like
pretty much.
You're like carrying a box of masks, but there's really a saxophone inside of it. Like, I'm here to help.
Right.
I love it. He pulled it out. Instead of drugs, it's saxophone. Like, let's go, baby. I love it. So you were on the way to get that, and then all of a sudden Dave Matthews is like, hey man.
Right, yeah. And then like I was I like took a second to get, I was like, all right, I'll get back to him in like 15 minutes, whatever. And then he texted me again. And I was like, dude, I hope it's like, is everything okay? You know what I mean? Like I was like, this might be an emergency. It might be a gig. I was like, I wonder. And then, I mean, so like, of course, like texted him back, and it was just like, you know, just small talk things, you know? So we're just, you know, talking about gigs and oh yeah. And cause he asked if I was still in New York. That's when I was like, something might be up here, you know? And then I was like, I called my buddy Rashad, who's a good friend, and he lives in Connecticut and also plays sax, and also is a Dave Matthews Band fan. So I was like talking to him. I was like, hey, you know, just in general, just talking. And then I was like, dude, you know, Dave got in touch with me. Like, do you think he's just saying hello? And then as I'm talking, then I saw another message, and it was just saying, unfortunately, Jeff Coffin had COVID, and they were playing Madison Square Garden the next 2 nights, which I mean, I confess I didn't even know about that. So like I knew they had just played in Connecticut, and I used to live in Connecticut. So, but yeah, I was like, and that, yeah, so yeah, he asked if I wanted to play those 2 shows, and like part of me was tempted to be like, no thanks, I'm booked, you know. But of course I did it. Of course I did it. So of course I did it. Of course I said yes, thanks, right away. But yeah, it was kind of tempting to. I was like, oh, it'd be funny if So.
And how far in advance did he ask? Sorry, how far in advance did he ask you? Was it like the show was that night?
It was the next 2 nights.
Jesus.
So
did you know how
like,
to play the songs prior, or you just went and were listening
well,
to them?
it was
How
kind
did
of
you pull that off?
combination of both. Yeah, like it was wild. It was, well, for one, I had to figure out how to get a Barry sax because I don't even have one. So
no shit for like 2-step and.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And Sledgehammer. And for Sledgehammer, I see someone just mentioned Sledgehammer, so I needed it for that
That's
song.
my friend. My friend told you night 2.
Nice.
I told her you were coming on the show. She was like, "Are you kidding?" She's so excited.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah. Like, so it was, and then soprano sax. I actually had that. I had left that in the shop. Like I had gone to the shop like 3 weeks before that. Because and I had said like that I needed the tenor like immediately, and then I was happy to leave the soprano. I was like, I don't even play that thing anymore. Like, take your time. And then, so then I had to call, this was like Thursday afternoon before Friday and Saturday. So like I called the dude at the shop. I was like, yeah, about that soprano, so
can we make that
so I worked it all out. It was honestly that was the most stressful part, was figuring out the instruments, since I didn't have them. and then once I did that, then I was Dave put me in touch with Rashawn Ross, and then we were talking about the songs, and I figured out a list of tunes that I said that I knew them, but honestly, it's like I knew kind of the album version that I'd played in like cover bands and stuff, and then so I wasn't really hip to the all these newer developments with playing it live, and so basically we would just both nights, like Rashawn was working with me before the show, and we were just putting all the tunes together. And then the totally badass thing was was like we would go to the like he'd be like, all right, come on, let's go. So we'd go during the show, we'd walk to the corner of the stage, we'd turn our mics off, and he would just play the part for me, and I would just have to figure it out right then and there, and we did it. So that's really what the main thing that got me through was that. And also that was a new thing for me with like different, like even now, like I have this mic here, like, which I hadn't even really used, like a wireless. I used it a little bit, but I didn't realize that I could just like turn it off and then turn it on. And like when it's off, I can actually play like, that was like the whole technical part of the show was like, oh, so cool.
That's really cool.
So you played MSG on a Friday and a Saturday night. I mean, like,
right.
Wow, dude. Like, how exciting was that? Did you sleep the night before?
Yeah. No.
Was I know, right?
I like that you asked that. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I
No.
couldn't
And I hadn't slept. Friday night's show, I don't think I'd slept in 3 days. So
I bet. And then at the end of the show, you're like on top of the world, man.
It was wild. It was wild. It was like that was, Saturday was like a curtain call, like because like I actually finally did get some rest, and then Saturday showed up. I was like, oh yeah, I know what's going on here. I know, you know. So but then I mean, the show itself was obviously like it was wild, and it had that special moment where we had the other horns from Dumpster Funk, and then so that Jimmy thing. There's a part, and that it's like gone pretty viral of just all four of us like taking turns and then all playing together. It's why I love it. I like yeah, it's why that and what would you say from the Friday night show? Those were like kind of my two personal highlights. But there were so many parts. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what were your favorite songs,
Yeah.
and those were them. Very cool.
Yeah. Like those were my favorite moments. Yeah, my favorite songs. I like that Friday night that we started with the best of what's around, because it was funny because I was talking to Rashad, my friend in Connecticut, and he like gave me the play-by-play kind of the Connecticut show, and we had actually, it's funny, I had actually had a dream that I was talking to Dave, and I was like, dude, do you guys ever play the best of what's around live? And he's like, no. And then and then I was talking to Rashad. He's like, dude, they opened with it. I was like, what? So then opened with it at MSG the first night too. So yeah.
And they closed with the last stop on the last night, and they never play the last stop. I was so jealous.
Right,
I almost dropped dead when I saw that.
Wow. Yeah. That was right. Yeah. And yeah, Rashawn really helped me with that one. He's like, oh, dude, we haven't played this in forever. He's like, just check out these two versions. I was like, oh, okay.
That's so cool. I know, because Dave has like a lot. People that aren't Dave fans don't realize he has more live albums now than he does studio albums.
Yeah. And the song, that was one of the biggest challenges for me, was like adapting to the live versions and like playing all the different parts, like, because it's one thing because I think I've like been in like 8 different groups that have played DMB songs. So it's like, it's like one thing like playing it at a bar and like I'm the only horn player and I just kind of like just play how I think it goes, to like being an MSG, like, oh, this is how it really goes.
You're like, and the audience knows too, because they're like psycho fans.
Yeah.
And they're like, we know. We're like, Well, anyway, speaking of the sax, you got that sax right there, and we haven't even had you play it yet. I keep talking to you. I'm like, yo, we got to get him on the sax.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run. Me and Remy will be right back. You're gonna do 1 or 2 or 10.
I think. All right. I think if I do 2 kind of short ones, the first is the song Snowflake. Both originals is Snowflake Shuffle. That's with the Owls, and that's on what are they called? The Platforms. So and then I want to like I'll be honest, I just like kind of worked this out like a half hour ago. This other tune that I will be releasing soon. I don't know when. So and that is called The Penfield Mood, and that was also inspired by I literally like dreamed it. So anyway.
Cool. And what sax do you play on, real quick?
Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, this is the tenor. It's the tenor, or if they're asking the brand, which is fine. I think I saw someone like on Facebook like, next time anyone asks what brand of saxophone I play, that's just not. I have a polar opposite philosophy. I love talking about gear, and this is a Yamaha 82Z that I bought new in 2008. I got like an educator discount, and So
Very cool.
that's
Very
what
cool.
this is. And then for the I also play alto, and that is a Selmer Mark 7.
The person who's asking is a sax player, by the way.
V1 neck.
Yeah. Oh, cool. V1 neck. That I'm not so sure. It is. Okay, it is. I mean, the neck was with the horn. It's a Phil Woods model. So
very cool. He
and
wants
then
to know because he's a gearhead too, and he's looking at getting a new one. So he said fancy. Hey, well, all right, cool. All right, well, we're
Nice.
getting out of here. We'll be.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, here it goes.
Woo! Yeah.
All right. Thanks. Cool.
Dude.
Thank you.
Dude, I hope I didn't come in too early, did I?
No, perfect timing. Yep. Yep.
I got all nervous. All right, let me get Remy back.
That was
perfect.
awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cool. Cool.
The
Yeah, I
reason-
don't do that too often. So I was like just solo sax.
You got
So,
awesome
yeah.
breath control. I could hear it, man.
Thanks.
It's like, I don't know what breathing technique you're doing or something. Maybe you got a third lung in there or something, but it's so smooth.
Thanks. It's yeah, solo sax. It's hard. It's hard. you know. And I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I who was Sierra Levesque. I was yeah. In fact, after watching her performance, that's when I worked out the second song that I played just now. So I was like, oh, dude, that was rocking. You know, it's good I like seeing young folks just rock out like that.
She's awesome. I mean, 16 and she can shred.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
That's great to see. Yeah, that makes me like happy for the world, because like sometimes I'm like, these kids, they need to be more rebellious. They need to just rock out and not care what anybody thinks. And I was like, yes, it's
finally.
happening.
Yeah.
Exactly. And listen, you got a lot of love. Derek was throwing up the applause. Steven
Nice.
was throwing up the
I
applause.
see that. Yeah, nice.
Nick
Those are my friends.
And Hunter was saying the articulation.
Articulation, okay.
Was amazing.
All right. Nice.
So honestly, I agree.
Thanks,
I was going to
everybody.
ask you. You were
Sure.
saying, because you do a couple different things, a couple different groups. Sometimes are you the only instrument, like the only horn type instrument, or like reed or brass, or like, is it ever by yourself? And do you prefer being the only horn player, or do you prefer playing with a bunch of others?
Oh, wow, good. I like this question. So I mean, a lot. So when Ben and Friends that's like, I'm the only horn with either guitar or piano, sometimes both, and then bass and drums. So like a quartet or quintet, sometimes just sax, guitar, bass. So that, I enjoy that, just like being the lone horn, just but obviously, playing a horn section is super fun. I mean, Jimmy thing, hello, like that was actually, because that's cool. You can take so the experience with Dave, like the what would you say, that was wild, because that was like, I don't know what got into me. That was just my time to it just happened. That was like a soloing magical moment. But then with Jimmy thing, it was a magic moment with the entire group, So I think just having both, because I would definitely get I definitely get bored if it's all about me. That's boring. Gotta have other folks, and even with Ben and Friends, the quartet, everyone else takes a solo, and I'm always listening, and I did for a while. I did do a straight up solo show, like you say. You saw that I had a bass, so I play like a bunch of instruments and use a looping pedal. So there was a solo show that I used to do. It's been a minute, honestly. Like, I love doing it, but like, it's, I don't know. Music is about, it's about the people. It's about friends. So
I agree. There's something so magical with playing with other people.
It's because every time I've played, and I was saying this, I think to Derek, actually, is that pretty much every time I play, whether it's Ben and Friends, Dave Matthews, Hot Sardines, Postmodern Jukebox, like, I always feel like I'm Kurt Russell, because so in the Tarantino movie, The Hateful Eight, which actually is one of my least favorite of his movies, but in that movie, there's all right, spoiler alert, there's a movie so he dies, and he's on the floor, dead in the movie, and like, so I heard Kurt Russell being interviewed, and like they were gonna have a stand-in actor to be lying on the floor so that he wouldn't have to, and he's like, oh no, I'm gonna stay lying down on the floor because I want a front row ticket to this movie. You know? So
That's
so
awesome.
like I thought that was really cool. Like it's like he's a fan of the other actors, and like, so I was like, dude, that's the same thing. Like, no matter who I'm playing with, even if it's my own band, like I'm here to see everyone else play, and to interact. And so that was a very inspirational quote that Kurt Russell said. And yeah, I think it's also kind of funny to hear, like, because he plays all these has all these crazy roles, and then like I was like, oh, it seems like pretty cool dude, So
Yeah. Then you're like, wait, that's awesome. Well, and so you get your influences from a bunch of places, and you
Yes.
mentioned that you look to even non-saxophone players musically for a little inspiration.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I mean, I think I'm honestly like influenced more by like non-music, and then, well, I don't know, more. I'm influenced by everything equally, but like yeah. So like,
plays a big part,
But guitarists, I think you were asking, right? Like, I love Link Ray, just and that goes back to Pulp Fiction, because it's in the Pulp Fiction sound, or it's in the movie, but not in the actual soundtrack. There's 2 Link Ray songs, and there's a documentary I've been meaning to check out forever with like him and Jimi Hendrix, and it's about the Native Americans and rock and roll, because he's Native American. So but people don't know that. So I mean, I didn't even know. I think he had to like keep it a secret, which is crazy. And so yeah, Link Ray, Hendrix, I recently saw Guns N' Roses, like, because I didn't see them, back in the day. I always wanted to, and that was definitely both Axl and Slash, So oh yeah, and that was the other thing I was gonna say. I like that Sierra mentioned Steve Vai. I saw Jimmy. I saw you getting excited there. You're like, oh my goodness, no one's mentioned Steve Vai. So get this, right? This is the craziest thing ever. Well, I guess there's a lot of craziest things ever, but this like all right. In September of 2020, I put on Facebook like just status update. I said listen everybody, I know this is a controversial opinion, and I know most people aren't going to agree with me, but I actually prefer David Lee Roth solo albums, especially with Steve Vai, in comparison to Van Halen. I was like, I know everyone's gonna yell at me. I know everyone's gonna, and then I mean, I just like to do things like this just to have a good time.
Yeah.
Keep everybody's mind off the news and just talk about music,
sure.
and I didn't expect any, I figured it would just, that maybe one person would like it, one person would, or maybe a few people would be like, dude, what are you talking about? But it was like a whole discussion, it went on for like a month. And I mentioned that it was September 2020 because then freaking Eddie Van Halen died. I was like,
you killed him.
He died in October. I was like, what have I done? What have I done?
Now you're hungry and guilt. You're like,
yeah. I was like, I take it all back. Yeah. I was like,
the odds of that, right?
Right.
Oh my God,
crazy.
That's funny.
And then I even had people being like, "Oh, see what you did," like
murderer.
Yeah, right.
Wolfgang hired someone. He's like trying to find you. He's
right.
Like, you got my dad. He's like, oh my God. Yeah. So, oh man. So yeah, I know. And Anyway, but so okay, so now wait. Now you said something else, and I've been waiting like 2 hours to talk about this. You mentioned you love Seinfeld. I love Seinfeld. I'm a
nice.
George guy. Who are you?
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, to be honest, I want to say Kramer. I mean, but then
Then
Kramer
I know.
pre, that.
Yeah, I know. What was I thinking? You're like, dude.
Yeah, I think. Well, I kind of like. Yeah. George is the man. George is the man. Kramer's awesome, and well, things like with Seinfeld, I like that, he would like that. They were on the plane, and like they're like, oh, we have just there were like 5 of them on the plane, and they're like, oh, we have just 2 for first class, and instead of being like, oh, that's okay, he was like, oh, that's fine, I'll take first class. So like I think I like stuff like that. I like he makes the facial expression like it's gonna be like, oh, it's okay, you can but he's like, oh, it's okay, I'll take first class. But I also love I love Curb Your Enthusiasm too. So it's like
that's such a good one too.
I don't know if there's like a little if you have to choose one. I mean, I love them both, but I kind of prefer Curb. But what I like about Seinfeld is that just that he just the commitment to the art. Like I think they even call it the Seinfeld method, that like he would check off on a calendar if he worked on material. So the idea is to always check it off every day. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I don't. Yeah, with comedy's interesting. Like I'm actually not the biggest fan of like stand up. I mean, that's got to be so hard. Like I just feel like people do stand up, and then I feel like you kind of get to know someone a little too well. I was like, but I'm more into like funny movies and stuff. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should give stand up a second chance, because it's got to be. I can't even imagine. It's got to be so hard.
Yeah, I mean, it takes talent for sure.
And a lot of times too, you got to find that right comedian that speaks to you. You know, some of them you might not enjoy. Some of them, you like a little better. So there's the ones that have the style that connects with you. But I know what you mean. But anyway, so I love Seinfeld too. I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. You know, you can't go wrong with either one of those. And then you're also a big film guy.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
You mentioned Pulp Fiction and Quarantino. Quentin Tarantino.
Nice.
Quarantino.
Nice.
Tarantino.
That's like a combination of his both names. Yeah,
exactly.
I started a new thing, Quarantino. Any other like genres or directors that you love in particular? Or
yeah, I like horror and sci-fi, and like I like movies that aren't comedies but that are funny. You know, but other directors, Kubrick. I always say that he's a big influence. I wish he had made more movies. It's like he was like, I think he only did 9, maybe.
Yeah.
Kubrick's pretty much my favorite, and John Waters. Like, although it's not so much. Well, I do like John Waters' movies for sure because they're crazy, but also I like kind of similar with like John Waters is a great like inspirational speaker. Like that, like I totally recommend. He did the commencement address at RISD in like 2015, and that's one of my favorite speeches. He's just like talking about just like and they even published it as a book, which he calls "Make Trouble." So it's just like to just because it's like I feel like a lot of times I hear like, oh, well, if you work real hard, like that never really spoke to me. Like I need to hear from like someone who's crazy, like Like that's why like Kubrick or John Waters is the craziest of the like he's like, yeah, well, I grew up watching like snuff and porn, and then I I was like, whoa, okay, I can kind of relate to like bringing it to just bringing it to the extremes. And I noticed like in the 70s, like with like nowadays I feel like a lot of art is it's like very careful, well, especially because it's like with this like trying not to offend anybody stuff, like it's like I feel like it's like very careful, and I don't know what do they call it, virtue signaling. I don't, to be honest, I don't even know about any but I just feel like not enough risks are being taken. But if you look at the 70s, like John Waters and that crazy guy in Italy, Pasolini. I'm like embarrassed even like that's you don't want to see any of his movies.
Check them out right now. Oh,
like I feel like there was kind of like a contest amongst directors, like international, like who could be the most like just disgusting, offensive. Now, personally, I don't even really like these movies, but like I just thought it was pretty cool. Like
they make an impact.
I mean, yeah. It just like kind of got me thinking about like, all right, like what is art, and yeah, it made an impact. Like if I see something and it like makes me upset and would really shock me, and I'd be really mad, I'd be like, well, they're good at something, they're good at... So I guess I kind of, in a way, I try to do that with like instrumental music. Like, not like I don't want to shock anybody, but like just give it a little pizzazz. Think different. Yeah. Because
I agree.
It can be hard to get people excited about instrumental music, So,
yeah, absolutely.
I think I saw a statistic. I think there was like only like it was either 12 or 19 #1 hits on Billboard that were instrumental.
Wow.
Oh, ever?
Yeah. And one of them is that is that Frankenstein or whatever. Another one is that Sleepwalking song by Johnny and so Santoro or whatever. Like,
oh yeah,
that's a classic. That guy lives down the road kind of from me, to tell you the truth. I never met him, but I used to host an open mic at a place he used to play, and I was like, I always wanted to meet him. But anyway, but I agree with your synopsis too on the movies, man. Like, and this isn't like a great example, but even like a movie like The Goonies wouldn't be made today because it was just too much of a risk, and they did take a risk. It was this weird story, but it was like became an icon. It became such a classic. So a lot of those movies aren't being made, and I do agree, and it's a shame. And you're just getting the same ones over and over. More superhero ones, and those are good. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But they know they're gonna win with them, so they just keep doing the safe bets, like you're saying. And any art that becomes a safe bet over and over, and it's what happened with music too. It's just. And now look at the music world. I mean, it's so great. Thank God for the independent music world. But when you look at the majors, it's like, how much more of these?
Right.
Oh my God. I'm like, really, dude? I'm like, come on.
Yeah, right. I think the trick is to just like to not like it seems like it's like trying to impress. Like I think the thing is to not only to not care if people like it or not, but to like maybe even get excited if they hate it. Like like it's okay. Making people mad it's okay. It's okay. Like making people mad through your art. Like again, I guess I personally I don't really do that, but like it's all right. It's like I feel like things like your guest that you had, Sierra, like she's just doing her thing. She doesn't care what people think. Just boom, rock and roll. So that gave me hope for music that it won't be the.
Oh God! Like, I'm like, where is the music? I'm like, I hear a beat. and I hear voices, but I don't hear melody. And you know, it's getting to the point where I you know, Rick Beato, like the YouTube dude. He's like amazing. If you don't know him, but he's like got an amazing YouTube channel. But he's done everything in industry you could do. He was a professor. He was a producer. He's done it all. But you know, he was saying that a lot of this music isn't even in 4/4. It's in 1/1 essentially. It's just like
boom,
boom,
dang,
boom, boom, boom,
right.
And I was like, wow. And he broke down a couple of big hits, and you're like, there's 2 chords in the whole entire song, and you're like, wow, like, I don't know, it's pretty interesting, but music is really special, and obviously you did pretty damn well with it, man.
Yeah.
So you got like,
Yeah.
any one of your groups, I would feel like I made it if I ever achieved one of those. So, dude, you've done so much cool stuff, and I know you're not done. I know you're just getting started. So what do you got on the horizon? Any new songs coming out? How does someone get you as a teacher? How do we connect with you?
Right. Well, I have every, like, you know, remember there's this thing that's called a website, right? Like, I feel like, you know, like, yes, I have all the social media things, and it's all at, Ben the Sax Guy. So that's for all the things, mainly Facebook and Instagram. I try to stay away from Twitter. No thanks. You know, so I mean, I'm on it, but I'm like, dude, no,
I can't even work it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right,
what
yeah,
is this?
yeah.
I don't get Twitter.
It's no fun. It's no fun. I don't care if whatever his name, Jack Dorsey, hears me say that. I don't care. He needs to learn how to be a little more fun. All right.
Yes.
But right. www.benthesaxguy has everything, and yeah, like I pretty much just finished up like kind of the most like hectic touring schedule ever of my entire life, and like now I'm sure definitely new songs are gonna happen now that I have the time. And probably gonna be teaching some lessons. There is a form on the website for lessons, you know, so that's probably like I kind of go back like just playing, teaching, you know, trying to do all that. And that's another thing that's was like kind of like I feel like a lot of folks feel like they have to do one or the other. I'm like, no, dude, I've been doing both of them forever, and that's how to do, you know. And I'm old, I'm 40, so you know, and
you're young,
you know. And when we were talking about newer music, that makes me feel old, because I realize I do keep up with movies. Like I keep up with current movies, but I'm the worst at keeping up with music. So
I'm like same way, man.
And like I don't know. Yeah, I kind of feel like a grandpa, like when I'm just like, oh, the music of today's no good. But it's like
me again.
Like I hope to find music that pisses me off in a different way. Like I feel like I'm pissed off by music because I'm like, dude, is this even music? I don't even know if I consider but like we're like the death metal bands. Like we're you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I know a band that'll piss you off.
Not that it's my genre or anything, but yeah. What's that?
I know a band that'll piss you off. Stereo Joe. Check them out on Spotify.
All right. Yeah.
They make me quite angry, I'll tell you that.
No, you know what, Ben? You know what my solution was? I was like, you know what, Ben? I was like, I hate all these damn fake songs. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make an album of these damn fake songs. So I'm in the middle of doing that right now.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I'm like, I'm going to, can't beat them, join them. No, I'm doing like a hybrid. I want to do it. You know, and this is not going to sound like the album, but are we ever familiar with the U2 album Pop? Most people aren't.
Love that album. I heard that when I was at camp. I actually heard that album at the same time I got into Dave Matthews Band. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yo,
yeah.
See, dude,
I don't love that.
I don't want to. Yeah. And then Discotheque and there was actually one super sad song on that. If God Would Send Their Angels or something. It's like hard to listen to without crying. But
Nice.
and it's interesting because
I mean, it's a roller coaster. That whole album is
yeah. But they're not like super amazing musicians, but still they write good songs. Or at least they, they did for a long time, at least decades, 40 years they've been around doing something right. Again, it doesn't have to be your favorite band, but just saying like, but now, so they've been playing as long as you've been alive. Holy cow.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Oops. You said Pop. Oh, well, I was thinking of another album.
What were you thinking of?
I was thinking of Zooropa.
I know that one too. And
I'll have to check out Pop. Pop was probably later, right? That's probably within the last. Zooropa was after. Oh, okay.
It was around then. And the reason they made it was they were like sick of all the fake music coming out. So they were like, we're going to make an album that sounds like that. So they it sounds electronic, but it's all real instrumentation.
Wait a minute. I got to just look and see if that is the album I'm thinking. Or it didn't have Lemon on it.
I know the one that you're thinking of, like, I think it could have been it, though. I don't think I have it. Do I?
Yeah, it was okay. No, yeah, I was definitely thinking Zooropa. Yeah, I was definitely thinking Zooropa. So I'll have to check out Pop.
Lemon. Remember that video with the feet? Oh
yeah.
my god!
Yeah, I was.
The edges got I'm like, oh,
weird, because they had just done Octoon Baby, which I thought was cool, but I was like, oh snap, these guys are getting weird.
Who knows what they did at the after parties? No.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man. I want to talk to you all night.
Yeah, let's do it next time. Yeah. I didn't. Oh wow, it was supposed to be 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I do sell it as a 15 to 20 minute segment, but hey,
we got Send us a bill. Send it to Remy Gale. No.
Thanks,
anyway.
James.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. This was such a highlight and an honor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this clip and cut it up and try to make some more clips out of it for us to get up, get you out there more on YouTube and whatnot.
Wow. Thanks a lot. Stereo Joe. Oh, am I echoing now? Well, it's all right. Thanks a lot.
Great chatting with you.
All right.
Ben, likewise. You are the man. Everyone, go check out all his acts. I'm going to shout him out as soon as I let you go. But thank you so much again for coming on.
All right, Jimmy.
We'll see you later, Ben. Guys, that was Ben. Awesome guy. He's in a group, Owls with a Z, OWLZ. He's also, I know, I'm like, he's also another group, Hot Sardines. He's in Ben and Friends. And of course, he just played with the Dave Matthews himself at MSG. So exciting. Rem, you're awesome. We talked to Boris last week from Google Berdella, or last episode. This week we talked to Ben, Golder-Novick, awesome guy. He's a lot of fun too. But anyway, we missed you, Nick. We love you so much, Nick. Get better. He's over there dying. He's got one foot in the grave.
God forbid.
I threw him a rope. I tried to help him out. I was like, either that or just hang it. No, I'm kidding. Oh my God, I get out of here. I'm getting in trouble. All right, end the broadcast. We love you so much. Nick, we love you. Hope you feel better. Remy, great job. You're amazing.
Likewise.
Guys, from everybody here at Stereo Joe, thanks so much for tuning in. This was episode 85. We have a really special episode for the end of the season being planned right now. Hopefully, we're thinking, COVID's going to get in the way. Damn it. But we were going to do an in-person one. Let's see if we can make it happen. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of our guests tonight. Sierra Levesque, Jess Cantley, Clyde from Sleeplore. We had Matt, and Tyler on from Off Guard. And, of course, we had the one and only Ben Golder-Novick, awesome saxophonist extraordinaire. Honor and a pleasure. I love all you guys. Thank you so much. From Jimmy James, Nick the Viking, and Remy Gale, the goddess. We love you. Have a good night.